I've stopped buying a ton of stuff over the past few years as I've become more minimalist, and not only to try to simplify my life, but also so that I can spend on things that will either simplify my life and save me time or bring me a lot of happiness, joy, or value. Time savers. I've started trying to trade money for time in my life, so that means buying anything that can save me time, whether that's work related or household related. A couple examples for work is I've started spending more money on gear. I used to have really cheap generic gear, cheap software, a not great camera, bad lighting, and that always made things a little bit more complex than they needed to be. So over the past year or two, I've bought a new computer to edit on. I got a new camera with a better microphone so that I don't have to have like some weird rig. I got an actual professional light so I don't have to wait until the sun is right to actually shoot inside my house. I've also recently hired an editor for some of my videos, and that frees up a lot of time. Around the house, I've also invested in things like a robot vacuum so I don't have to vacuum. We installed dishwashers in the last 2 places that we've had because that saves us a lot of time just washing dishes. Just really anything I can do to spend less time doing things that I don't like to do and more time doing those truly important, satisfying, fulfilling things. Experiences. Some of the best money I have ever spent has not necessarily been on things, but on things that I have done. Although one of the things that I bought a couple years ago are these one wheels, and we have gotten so much enjoyment and value out of going to different towns and just kind of one wheeling around, going to the beach, going to our neighborhood. It's just been a really fun time and something we've gotten a lot of use out of. But I've also been focused on literally seeking out and trying to spend more money on experiences, doing things with friends, taking trips. We have a couple trips lined up right now, going to concerts and events. I think this is one of the best uses of money, is to make lasting memories, have a good time, and hang out with your friends and family. Really take that money from the unimportant stuff and stop buying all the junk that we don't need and spend it on things that will really enrich our lives. Security. Recently, I've got some cameras and some other security devices around my house. I think investing in preventative measures and having peace of mind is a really good use of money. I mostly just like that I don't have to stress about being robbed. And while physical security is really important, there's also cybersecurity that you need to think about. And that actually leads great into the sponsor of this video, Kaspersky. Now, unlike the other stuff I've been talking about in this video, Kaspersky can actually be free. Kaspersky is cybersecurity on a budget. They just unveiled a free platform that provides a set of easy to follow and effective tips for small businesses to help them kind of communicate with their customers through digital channels safely, along with things like securing data and saving on your IT costs. Now, they have some amazing tips on there that you can read through in just like 5 minutes. I went through these and I started implementing them. Now, a lot of this is just free stuff that I didn't really know I should be doing for myself or for my business, but it's great to know that I can start taking some preventative steps without really breaking my budget. If you guys want to check them out, go to Cybersecurity on a Budget. Use the link in my description and learn how to prevent a bunch of different risks and protect yourself or your business from the latest cyber threats. And again, thank you to Kaspersky for sponsoring this video. Quality foods. I'm very cautious about what I put in and on my body, so I've started to spend more money on quality foods. We started going to farmers markets and buying our vegetables there, at least during the summer while we can do that. Going to a local farm to buy our meat that's organic and grass-fed, and trying to buy everything we can from soap to honey local to support local businesses, and then also just to have quality, better stuff that's going to be healthier for us long term. By the way, if you guys are enjoying this video and getting some value, don't forget to subscribe. Fitness. Fitness is one of the things that has drastically changed my life, and I really try to invest as much into my health and my fitness as I can. I've done things like over the summer, I bought a slack line, and that has been a really cool and powerful tool to just go out there, walk for a few minutes, and let that be a kind of meditation that is also an exercise. It's healthy, and it wasn't really a ton of money, but also spending money on a gym membership for a gym that is close to my house. And it might not always be the cheapest option, but I get a lot of value out of that and I go there a lot. Also a few select supplements, basic workout equipment. I think it's just important to remember, if you haven't got your health, you haven't got anything. Filtered water. I mean, I guess this kind of falls under health, but something that I bought recently is a Berkey water filter. Honestly, it was like a lot more expensive than I thought it would be, but water is kind of important for life just in general. So it was important to us to have clean, healthy, filtered water that we don't have to worry about too much. This is something that probably a couple years ago, I never would have considered spending this amount of money on water when you can get that for free. And technically we're getting this out of our tap and putting it in there. But as I've really made a lot of changes in my life the past couple of years, I've been realizing what is really important to me, and my health and then being cautious again of what I put in my body has been really important to me, and it's something that I think it is a really good use of your money. Clothing that actually fits. For the longest time, I only had the cheapest clothes. Everything that I got was 75% off, thrift stores, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and while that was good, recently I have really enjoyed having clothes that actually fit well and I enjoy wearing. So I found a brand of jeans that I like, and even though they're $50 a pair, which is way more than I normally would spend, I got 3 pairs of them, and that's all I wear ever now. And it's been really nice to have those and enjoy them. And I think we all have a few pairs of pants or a few shirts that we wear most of the time because they're our favorites. And I've really made a conscious decision to find out what those are and then just buy strictly those, and then everything I have is my favorite and I enjoy wearing them every day. I've also done this with my shirts, where I pretty much only wear cut shirts now because they're really comfortable. I really enjoy them. That's just what I wear. Education. I've spent more money in the past probably year of my life on education than I ever have throughout the rest of my life, and I think it has made a dramatic change. I spent money and I went to a conference in LA, which was something I never would have thought of doing years ago, and now it was something that I'm looking as investing into myself and really realizing that if I can spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on my mind, I think it's something that is gonna pay back an insane amount. The ROI is going to be crazy. If you can get one idea, one mindset shift that can change everything in your life or everything in your business, that is totally worth it. So I've been really seeking that out, whether that's going to conferences. I've signed up for a couple online courses and classes, joined groups. I went on a different trip, which was education in fitness and kind of like a fitness retreat, really just trying to invest into myself, and honestly, investing into myself has made an insane difference. Books. I've had an Audible subscription for the past like 10 years, and this is not sponsored by them, but I've listened to literally hundreds of books on there. Learned things, learned about finance, learned about minimalism, learned about myself and how my mind works and how to deal with people, learned about the FIRE movement and financial independence and retiring early. I've also invested into fiction books and really enjoyed that creativity and that outlet and learned things. I personally don't love reading physical books, though I'm trying to make a conscious effort to read more books because it's very different interaction than listening to a book. But especially back when I was actually like working more and out of the house more and driving a lot, I would always have on an audiobook. And I think that is a tremendous use of money if you can take that free time or time that would have been shot, listening to music or driving or while you're at the gym and learn something and enrich yourself. That is a great use of $15 a month or whatever the subscription costs. And even if you're not into audiobooks, reading those physical books for 5 minutes every morning or 10 minutes every night, just a little bit can make all the difference. And I think a lot of us stop learning after we get out of high school or after we get out of college, and I think that should really be the beginning of where we dive into different subjects that we're really interested in and expand our minds and expand our experience and learn from these people who have crammed a lifetime's worth of knowledge into just a few hundred pages that we can glean just a few ideas from. Coffee is something that I've really been getting into for the past couple of years. Every morning I have the same routine where I wake up and I have coffee that I nurse for the next couple hours throughout my day, and I really enjoy it. And making coffee in the morning has also been somewhat of like a meditative routine and a practice that if I don't do it, I feel a little bit off for the day. So I know it's not necessary to have like 4 different ways of making coffee. Each one I really enjoy, and I enjoy the experience and getting into it and finding and experimenting with different ratios getting my coffee locally and supporting a local business that is really high quality and to me tastes an insane amount better than, you know, the big box stores or buying something cheap. And I still don't love the idea of going out and buying coffee that's maybe $3 for like one coffee, but I still will do that occasionally because for me it does bring me a lot of happiness and joy. And I don't really love like going out to eat all that much or spending money on just anything really. But for coffee, that has always been a really fun experience for me, is to try new things. So that's something I don't mind spending money on. If you enjoyed this video and you got some value, don't forget to subscribe.